Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the course. It's been about 15 days since I made my last video, and I apologize for that. I'll try to be more consistent with the schedule. Anyway, so today we're going to be talking about how to install a front-end framework onto our Electron app. Now, it's going to be pretty simple. It's not going to be anything too complicated. It's pretty much how you install front-end frameworks for any React app. But in this case, it's going to be for Electron, and I'll show you guys how to do that. So let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so I've opened up the documentation from Material UI. The link to this is in the description down below. So go ahead and open that up. And then it's going to tell us that we can just click on this right here to copy all the dependencies we need to install this. So let's go ahead and copy that. And then I'm going to go back into my VS Code and then close my app down. And then I'm going to go ahead and install all of my dependencies. Alrighty, so now that we've installed all of our dependencies we need, I'm just going to go ahead and run npm start. And now let's go ahead and create a simple button just to test that everything is working. So what I'm going to do is I'll do import button from @material UI like so, and then just at the bottom right here after this anchor tag, what I'll do is I'll add the button. I think it's a brace like that, and then we'll give it hello there. And then I think it takes in a variant, if I'm not mistaken. Variant, right. And let's give it a variant of outlined. And at least we'll see exactly what that's going to look like. So I started the app, and here it is. And we can see that it's actually working. So we've installed Material UI into our Electron application. And it was pretty simple. You can see the Hello World button right there. And so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to install some fonts and our icons, so then we can make our app actually pop. Alright, so for the fonts, I've decided to go with what Material UI suggests, and that's Fontsource. These guys have a lot of fonts within their npm packages, and this one looks pretty anime-esque, and I figured that we can just go ahead and go with this. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and copy this section right here, and I'm going to go ahead and go back into my app, and I'll just do npm install and paste that in there. So now it's going to be npm install at fontsource / whatever the font name is going to be. Unfortunately, you can't type @fontsource to install all of them because there's a lot of them, but we can just individually select which fonts we want to select. So I'll install that font, and then also we're going to be going with an icon library called React Icons right here. These guys provide basically every single icon that we need ever, so I can search up an icon for YouTube, and I'll see exactly YouTube, even YouTube Studio. So what I'll do is I'll go home, and then I'm just going to go ahead and copy this npm install code right here, and npm install that as well. Alright, I just realized that the Jati font doesn't have any sort of italicizing or different font weights to it, so what I decided to go was with Font Awesome at Open Sans. It's a basic font, and it already has all the stuff that we need. So I installed that, and at the very top of our file, I'm going to go ahead and do import @fontsource / Open Sans, and I can also import different font weights. So I could do something like 500.css, and that'll import Open Sans font styles at 500, or I could do 900 or whatever I want. But I'm going to keep it at basic right now, and then what I'll do is apply this to our button. Now to apply it to our button is going to be a little bit different. Usually, let's say we're working React Native, we can do something like class name, and then we can give it like styles with a theme provider and everything. But for Material UI, it's a little bit different. We're going to do something called SX, which is their way of styling things. And inside of here, I can give it font family, and then I can give it exactly what we've added right up here, Open Sans. So I'll just do Open Sans. And now I'm going to run the app, and it should hopefully work. Oops, I had two typos. There's not supposed to be a dash here, it's just a space. And this is capital O. And so there's a little bit of change, it's a little bit faint, so let me change the font size. Let's do something like 500. Oops, I forgot the comma right here. Let's do 50 instead. There, now we can see it. So now if I get rid of this, get rid of the comma too, So if I get rid of the comma and everything, we see that there's a little bit change as I go between the fonts. So now we've installed our fonts and we also imported it into our app. Now how do we actually change the italicizing and all that sort of good stuff? Alright, so to work with adding font weights and font styles is pretty simple. We have to go according to documentation of what it applies. So we have a specific amount of weights available for each font. For this one, we have 300 all the way up to 800, and we have normal and italic. And so the way that we can use this is at the very top of our file, underneath this import statement, we need to import exactly the number weight that we want for this font. So I'll do at Fontsource /open sans / and then I'll do 800.css and just add a semicolon, and then right here I'm going to give it a font weight and apply 800 right here. So now we have 800, and we can't do something like 400 because that's not going to work. It's always going to stay exactly as what we imported. Either we have normal or we have exactly what we told it that we want, and that's pretty much it. However, with italicizing the text, you can actually just go ahead and just do font style and just apply italic if you wanted, and it'll italicize it. Nothing too fancy with that. But for font weights, you do need to exactly import whatever you want. So let's say if we wanted to do now, let's go with 600. Now I can add here 600. Now we can see that it changes. Now I can do something like 100, and now it goes back to normal, but we don't have 100 in the actual package itself. So it goes back to normal if you add a unspecified value. But you can't go up to like 900, that's just gonna, or 10,000? No. Well, you get what I mean. It's just gonna error it out basically. So now what we're gonna do is we gotta talk about working with the icons that we installed, the React icon library that we installed. So let's go ahead and import some icons. So what I'll do is let's go and search up, since we're doing anime, let's see if we have any anime icons. We do. Oh, fantastic. So what I can do is, I forgot how to use this. That's how you use this. Okay. So what I'll do is at the very top below my import statements, I'll just do something like import this from, and this is the key. This is the weird part. So what I'll do is I'll type React icons, / and we're gonna get all these symbols right here. Our icon symbol is actually SI, so it says SI right here. So I'll just type SI, and that's it. So now I can actually use this. I think I can just place it in right here. So I'll just do this, self-closing brace, and that should work. It does work. It's just really, really small. So let's go ahead and apply some styling to this. So style, L gives us a font. I think font size. Does it take font size? Let's give it like 50. 500. There we go. That's the kicker. That's the good stuff right there. So now we've installed all of our dependencies that we need. We've installed Material UI, we've installed Fontsource, and we also installed a React icon library so we can add icons to our application. Join me in the next video where we're going to be talking about how to actually structure the actual app and how to work with creating new components so that we can actually have a multi-page application. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.